ARC 3.0 is scheduled to land in less than 3 weeks, and that means it's time to start thinking about builds for the final light subclass moving into the 3.0 system. Well, today I'm going to pick out 10 great ARC weapons, run through why they're good, plus how to get them, so you're ready for Season 18 and all the ARC 3.0 build crafting fun that we have ahead of us. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content, and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. Roughly 98% of viewers who watch This Week in Video Games aren't subscribed, so subscribe today and never miss an update. Well, today I'm going to pick out some legendary and exotic weapons from Destiny 2. If you think I've missed any, let me know in the comments. But without further delay, let's dive into those ARC weapons. Well, first of all, we've got Insidious, and this one is a legendary energy pulse rifle with an aggressive burst, meaning it's a hard-hitting 4-burst fire. Insidious is fairly unique among pulse rifles given it's an aggressive frame with a 4-round burst, rather than 3. Well, if you're going into PvE content, I'd recommend Arrowhead Break, Accurized Rounds, Rapid Hit and Rampage. That'd be a decent roll. So Rapid Hit is where rapid precision hits temporarily increase the stability and the reload speed, and then with Rampage, kills with the weapon temporarily grant an increased damage, and that stacks up to 3 times. You can get this one from the Vow the Disciple raid on Savathun's Throne World. Well, next up we've got a classic weapon. This one is the Ikelos SMG. This is a really good submachine gun. So this one is a legendary energy submachine gun that deals arc damage. It's an aggressive frame SMG. It means high damage and high recoil. If you're going into PvE, I'd say Disruption Break and Grave Robber would be a decent roll, although Vorpal Weapon plus Threat Detector is also good. If you're going into PvP, Tap the Trigger and Dynamic Sway Reduction is a good roll. It's a great SMG. It spawns Warmind cells, so it's really good for builds. So to get one of these is a random drop from Dares of Eternity when it's on rotation that week. And the loot pool for Dares rotates each Tuesday at reset time, and a quick Google search will reveal the weapons for that week. Well, next up we got our first exotic weapon, and this one is CLOUDSTRIKE. This one is an exotic sniper. This one comes with the perks Mortal Polarity, so precision final blows generate a lightning bolt at the target's location, and Stormbringer, rapid precision hits, creates a lightning storm at the point of impact. Well, CLOUDSTRIKE is a random drop from the weekly Empire Hunts activity on Europa, and you can easily speedrun those weekly Empire Hunts, so getting a drop of CLOUDSTRIKE is a random drop, so to get mine I had to run about 15 Empire Hunts, so do be prepared for a little bit of a grind to get this weapon. You also need access to the Beyond Light DLC for this sniper, and also check out Cool Guy on YouTube and Twitter. He's got some really great plays with CLOUDSTRIKE. Well, next up we got the Half-Truths. This one is a power sword. This one has an adaptive frame, meaning you can launch a heavy uppercut attack, and heavy attacks are stronger when you've got full energy. This sword is based on the Halo energy sword, although it does appear to have been cut in half, which is indicated through the name Half-Truths. We do have the other half, which is a void version of the sword. Many in the community have been speculated to be able to put the two halves together one day to create the original energy sword. However, I don't think anyone has any evidence for that at the minute. And it's just as likely it's something we're going to want to do rather than something that might actually happen. For PvE, Hungry Edge, Balance Guard, Relentless Strikes and Eager Edge would be a decent roll. So Eager Edge is absolutely key, and you gain an increased sword lunge distance immediately after switching to the weapon. It makes it very much like the Halo energy sword. We can get this one from Dares of Eternity as a random drop, or by opening Xur's chests in Xur's Treasure Hoard. Well, next up we got another classic one from a few seasons ago. This one is SALVAGE'S Salvo. This is one of my favourite arc energy weapons. It is a grenade launcher. So it's got a lightweight frame with a one-shot handheld grenade launcher with a remote detonation. Comes with some options on the perk, so Ambitious Assassin overflows the magazine based on the number of rapid kills before reloading. Demolitionist, so kills with the weapon give grenade energy. Vorpal Weapon, increased damage against bosses, vehicles and guardians of their super. And probably the best one, it's Chain Reaction, so each final blow with the weapon creates an elemental damage explosion. Now the perk options here are really good. Demolitionist is very good on a breach loading grenade launcher. Demolitionist on special weapons seems to give back more grenade energy than kinetic weapons, meaning you are going to have your grenades back pretty much right away, and also this is really good for build crafting. Chain Reaction, on the other hand, is my choice for the 4th slot, as the elemental explosions are going to help you clear out loads of enemies So Salvager's Salvo was the only breech loading grenade launcher to have chain reaction, so I would use it, and it's going to make clearing out loads of enemies nice and easy. Well, to get this one, you will need the Beyond Light DLC and access to Season of the Chosen, so I think you can pick up the Beyond Light Deluxe Edition, and then pick up that quest from Banshee 44 or the quest kiosk in the tower. Well, next up we've got the Plug 1. So it's a precision frame fusion rifle, meaning the weapon's recoil pattern is much more predictably vertical. For PvE, heating up and reservoir burst to be a decent roll. Heating up has the trait for final blows of the weapon increase the accuracy and stability while improving that vertical recoil, and reservoir burst, the effect is when the battery is full, your next burst deals additional damage and causes your enemies to explode, and that is always entertaining. Liquid coils are good for the batteries, so slower building charge for the higher damage, and that increases the impact damage but has a slower charge time. Finally, you got corkscrew rifling, that's really good for increased range and stability, and slightly increases the handling speed. Well, to get this one, you can get it from Nightfalls when the Plug 1 is available, but do be aware it's going away at the end of Season 17, so make sure you get it before the season ends on August the 23rd, 2022, and also if you run GM Nightfalls, you can get an Adept version. Next up, we got the RISKRUNNER. This one is an exotic submachine gun. So this one's really good for chain lightning, and you can use it to good effect in regards to clearing rooms of smaller enemies. Let's have a look at the perks. So we've got Arc Conductor, so when taking arc damage, the weapon becomes more powerful and resists incoming arc damage, and kills extend the time in this overcharged state. Then you've got Superconductor, so when Arc Conductor is active, shots fired have the chance to become chain lightning and return ammo. This one is a classic Destiny 2 weapon, you most likely have it already. If not, RISKRUNNER is free for all players. You can get this one in the New Light questline when you run through the quests on the Cosmodrome by speaking to Shorhan. Well, next up we've got another one of my favourites, it's Trinity Ghoul. This one is an exotic bow. So Trinity Ghoul was first introduced in Forsaken, but it didn't really get popular until its catalyst was introduced. And it makes the weapon 100% better. So checking out the perks, we've got Split Electron, so fires an arrow that splits when released, and aiming down sights, fully drawing the bow, both decrease the reload speed, and Lightning Rod, so precision kills grant the next shot chain lightning capabilities. Well, if you get the catalyst, that has a perk called Forked Lightning, where the Lightning Rod perk now triggers on all arc final blows. So this means you can roll around any activity and wherever you want to use this, and chain lightning attacks together to clear out loads of enemies. It's really, really good in raids when you want to clear a room full of adds. Now, previously, you needed precision kills to trigger the perk, but now it's much more common and really makes the Trinity Ghoul feel like a powerful exotic weapon in your hands. To get Trinity Ghoul, it's a random world drop exotic, so find them out there in the wild so you can grind Nightfalls, for example. And you can pick it up from Zur, so buy that exotic engram. But beware, you do need access to the Forsaken expansion to pick up that exotic weapon. Well, next up we got one of the best legendary weapons in the game right now, so it's Horror's Least. This one is a pulse rifle. It's a legendary energy pulse rifle with a rapid fire frame, meaning deeper ammo reserves, and you get slightly faster reload when the magazine is empty. The rapid fire frame pulse rifles really have found their place in the Crucible this season, and we've got a good few examples of the rapid fire frames out there. I definitely think Horror's Least is the best. So for PvE, heating up and Vorpal weapon would be good, although I reckon this one is more of a PvP weapon, so perpetual motion and kill clip. Kill clip, of course, so reloading after a kill grants increased damage, and that is going to make you absolutely deadly in PvP. They've also got a couple of origin traits on the weapon, Stunning Recovery and Vanguard's Vindication. The Stunning Recovery is where you stun a champion, partially refills your magazine and triggers health regeneration, and improves recovery for a short duration, and Vanguard's Vindication, so final blows of the weapon grant a small amount of health. And you can get Horror's Least from Nightfalls when it's on the rotation for that week. Well, finally then today we've got the best arc weapon to get for Arc 3.0 builds, and that one is an exotic grenade launcher, and yes, it's Anarchy. So Anarchy is an exotic power grenade launcher that features arc traps, so these are grenades that stick to surfaces and chain arc bolts to other mines. This is absolutely perfect for DPS. It's going to help you take down dungeon and raid bosses in no time at all, so it's definitely a good one to pick up. Anarchy once dominated the game for a long period of time, so it was nerfed in Season 15, but it has grown again in popularity in Season 17. In Season 18, I think this one is going to be an absolute monster once again. So Anarchy is one of the most powerful and devastating weapons in the game. It's going to help you out with dungeons, Legend and Master Lost Sectors, Nightfalls, and Grandmaster Nightfalls 2, and of course raids. Anarchy is arguably much easier to get these days. It used to be down to luck in the Scourge of the Past raid, but now you can buy the exotic grenade launcher from the exotic kiosk in the tower, which you can find next to your vault in the tower, and that one is called the Monument to Lost Lights. Well, let me know in the comments what you think of the ARC weapon list, plus what ARC weapons are you looking forward to use in Season 18 for that ARC 3.0 rework. Well, that is it for this guide for the top 10 ARC weapons for ARC 3.0 builds in Destiny 2. And as always, thank you so much for watching or listening. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or you can check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.